I have this theory that I don't think men are serious about dating at all. I don't want to marry you. I don't even want to be your girlfriend. I just want to go somewhere public, have a drink, get to know you, catch the vibe. I don't want to just go over to somebody's house for the first time of meeting them. So I set up 8 different dates with guys, all of which I have been talking to throughout the week. Some of them are from online dating. One of them I met in person, and a couple from Instagram. And out of those 8 guys who we've been chit-chatting all week about Thursday night and we're going to go on this day, guess how many of them actually messaged me today to confirm the date or anything to do with it? 0.
This woman is absolutely correct, guys. She is right on the money. Men are not putting in effort anymore when it comes to dating. We're going to be jumping into some of the reasons why that might be the case on today's episode, but this is absolutely hilarious. This woman organized 8 dates for the week, which is crazy when you think about it, by the way, and not a single man was actually interested on the day. Absolutely hilarious. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and on today's episode we have some absolutely ridiculous videos to show you here today. Now, all it takes really on TikTok is roughly 2 seconds worth of searching for videos, and you will find exactly why men are refusing to date. So we're going to return to that first woman a bit later in today's video. But Exhibit A, we have this woman right here, guys, who is just so offended that men prefer to date traditionally feminine women, right? Women like this. She actually calls men cowards in the video, in this particular video. It's damn hilarious. But guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you subscribe if you are new here, if you are interested in seeing some of these sorts of terrible videos. You know, maybe you like to, maybe you're someone who enjoys suffering. I don't know. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And let's just jump right into it. Why are men not taking dating seriously anymore? Let's take a listen.
Is that men experience what I call a male illusion of depth. And simply put, it is just an over-exaggeration of what they think they can handle versus what they can actually handle.
Let me just stop you right there. Men actually don't want to handle their girlfriends or wives. This is a misconception that a lot of very empowered ladies have these days, where they think that men are just, you know, men should handle them like they're some sort of wild beast. You know, we have to tame our woman or something like this. Men are not interested in handling you, okay? They want to have their peace. They just want a nice, you know, a nice person that they can come home to at the end of the day who's not going to be a pain in their ass. If you are someone that requires handling, you immediately, for men, go in the for fun box only, if they decide to deal with you at all.
Especially when it comes to their masculinity being challenged. And that's why they all think they want the cool artsy girl with the baby bangs and blue hair and father issues. But what they actually want is someone that is much more candid and someone who can be easily collapsed into a caricature of femininity and softness anytime.
I love how you can feel how pissed off this woman is, by the way, guys, right? This is some great injustice that men prefer women who present themselves, at the very least, as feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to women who actually took pride in being feminine? It's so crazy. It's like, if you're a feminine woman, then you'll actually have women who straight up dislike you, by the way. You know, it's like a huge thing. They call you like a pick-me, right? They use all of this shaming language on women who are actually feminine, who are actually pleasant to be around. And this doesn't, guys, women have this, these women in particular have this idea that femininity is somehow like it's bad or it makes you less powerful. I would argue, guys, some of the most respected and powerful women are actually the most feminine ones. You take a look at like grandmothers and stuff like this, guys, you know, ones who fulfill a traditionally feminine role in the household and things like this. Oftentimes, these are the most respected people in the entire damn household. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, but they take such an offense to any woman who's feminine. Cooking, what's that? You know what I mean? Let's continue.
And are on the path of least resistance. And when they find out that women are not just like all the same thing wrapped in a different aesthetic package, the thing that they realize they actually want is someone who can easily be collapsed into a 2D standard feminine model.
I love how she has to use like this jargon, right? This word salad to get this point across. Basically, men want feminine women because men just want the path of least resistance, and we're lazy type thing, you know?
That they can just put on their arm and bring home to their mom and bring around their frat buddies. She looks harmless. That's not her fault. That's just how she wants to look. But this is the conclusion that men come to. The heart of the issue, the real problem at hand, is that even men who want a certain aesthetic of women, a lot of times it's because of how they think it's going to make them feel or be perceived or be judged differently by proxy to that woman. Is an accessory, and it's a part of how they represent themselves in the world. And a lot of times it also means switching out an accessory that would have been more appropriate during your early college days, like an artsy, baby bangs, blue-haired cool girl, and trading her out for an accessory that you can put on your arm and bring to your work party or bring home to your parents at Christmas time.
Okay, so this woman is pissed off that men would prefer to date women that they can present to their family. I mean, how crazy is this, guys? How dare men want to date someone who they can actually present to their friends and family, someone that you can bring home to your mother without your mother being like, hey, maybe this is a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? Because make no mistake, guys, mothers know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they absolutely will know. You try and bring one of these it's embarrassing for the man. It absolutely is. Men are not required to date women that they can't even bring around their friends. You know, and men don't walk around considering women accessories, okay, or feminine 2D models or whatever the hell she's rambling about. All of this word jargon. They just want to have a woman who they're not going to be embarrassed to go out in public with. I actually see a lot of videos, guys, of women complaining, one of which we'll get into later today, right? About how a lot of men don't want to take them out places. You know, the man doesn't want to do dinner. The man doesn't want to take them out in public. And to be honest, a lot of the time it's because, number one, the man doesn't have to. And number two, a lot of these women you don't really want to be seen in public with anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it actually is an embarrassment to bring some of these women out. It's just not doable. You want to bring these women home to your mother? I mean, be my guest, guys, but, you know, quite an embarrassing thing to do. Why don't you, as the woman, why don't you go date some dude with green hair, okay, or you know, with some sort of ridiculous hairstyle, green, then bring him home to your father and see what your father thinks. But needless to say, guys, a lot of these women actually don't have fathers in the household. You know, oftentimes that's not their fault or anything, but you see what I'm saying? It's like they wouldn't do the same thing and try and present the same man typically, if their father was in the picture, that is.
That you can put on your arm and bring to your work party or bring home to your parents at Christmas time. And no one's going to make comments about her blue hair and about her baby bangs, and nobody's going to ask where her father is and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. Men want somebody who they can bring to the family Christmas gathering. I think that's totally understandable. I don't know why this woman's taking it as some sort of a grave insult. I assume that healthy women probably want the same thing out of their man, right? They probably want a man who is going to some degree be presentable to their families, especially as they get older and people are asking them, hey, what the hell are you doing? You're 32 and you're not married yet. They probably want a man who's actually presentable. Yet we don't roast women for this, right?
At the end of the day, it comes down to men's cowardice and not women's looks or personality or how these men make sure that she is perceived in.
And there it is, right? Men are cowards. That's what this all boils down to. Let me just play that again, okay? Look at this. It comes down to men's cowardice. Interesting.
Women's looks or personality or how these men make sure that she is perceived in the third picture of their Instagram carousel. They think that dating different types of women is like clicking on a different type of corn thumbnail, right? Where it's like, all the women act the same, they just look different, right? So that's the unpleasant surprise that they run into when they run into cool baby bangs artsy girl with father issues. And she just ends up being a lot more than they bargained for, because what they expected was there to still be traditional femininity, just in a different package.
I mean, why do you think a lot of these women can't get relationships out of men? It's because the men are like, yeah, no, thank you. Right? Dudes might try this a couple of times and they might realize, oh, you can't date these women. They're not You know, they're typically not feminine people. Oftentimes they're going to cheat on you and things like this. And so men just begin to use common sense and they avoid women with certain characteristics. Makes sense to me.
Do you know what I mean? Like they wanted the same Barbie doll. They just wanted her to be dressed differently. They wanted like that punk aesthetic, or they wanted that artsy baby bangs aesthetic. They didn't realize that this Barbie has actually different thoughts and different life experiences. And that's why she dresses the way that she dresses. It's an expression of the way that she feels. You know, she is rejecting certain things knowingly.
Yeah, and see, this is why so many of these women get rejected, right? It's because men understand this. They might have fun with a girl. They might, you know, have some bedroom fun or whatever the case may be. But this is why so many women can't get relationships as well, because not only are they choosing bad men who are not actually looking for a relationship, but also the women are not actually qualified to be in a relationship. Like I said, guys, like in this woman's own words, okay, you know, she knows men are looking for somebody who is actually presentable, somebody who they can bring to the family Christmas dinner, somebody that they can bring around their friends without being embarrassed. Guys, nobody wants to bring a woman, no dude, I think, with any degree of self-respect, wants to bring a woman around his friends who is not modest, for example. Right? Some dudes will do it, sure. You know what I mean? But like, it's not something that appeals to men. It really isn't. It's actually quite a repulsive thing. It's very embarrassing.
So that is why they end up going for someone that they again mistakenly perceive to be a flat and 2D representation. It's just a representation of something else. They want women that are perceived as traditionally feminine and women that look like they can really take a backseat in your life.
Holy hell. This is where I just agree with this woman, guys. Men aren't out here looking for a woman so that they can view her as an accessory that takes a backseat in his life. You see, women like to put this language into men's vocabulary, right? They like to say that we are thinking these things. No dude is out here like, yo, I want to date this woman because she can take a backseat in my life. Men don't think like this. This is just what you assume, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. Men do not want to date masculine women. That might surprise you. That might be a huge shocker, okay? And I'm sorry that offends you. I mean, I'm not really. But that's the way it is. Men are not specifically, you know, men aren't like, oh, I want to date her because she's weak or she can really take a backseat in my life. You know what I'm saying? This is not the way men think. Men are just attracted to feminine women. You get me? But they don't understand this, guys. They have to, because these women are not the type of women that men actually want to have serious relationships with. They get really offended and they just assume that men are out here trying to oppress them and we're super evil and things like this. It's like, no, you're just not dateable. But speaking of not being dateable, we might return to this woman later in the video, but I wanted to get to this woman that we played at the beginning, guys. The woman who's wearing this lovely green shirt right here. This woman is beginning to think that men are not taking dating seriously. Now, I don't know what gave her this crazy idea, but we're going to be taking a listen to what she has to say. Let's jump in.
I have this theory that I don't think men are serious about dating at all. I don't want to marry you. I don't even want to be your girlfriend. I just want to go somewhere public, have a drink, get to know you, catch the vibe. I don't want to just go over to somebody's house for the first time of meeting them.
Okay, so let's pause it here. She says she's not looking for marriage. She's not looking to be the dude's girlfriend. I mean, first of all, I'm sorry, what's the problem then, right? You don't want to be the dude's girlfriend. Hey, just go to his house. But anyway, right? So what she's mad about here is she wants a dude to take her out, okay? But dudes are not doing this, right? The men that she's matching with on dating applications, what are they doing? These men are just saying, hey, come right over. And this woman gets really offended by that, right? And the funny thing is, guys, the reason why men do this on dating applications is because the men who these women swipe with can say this, okay? They know that some woman is going to say yes. If the woman is attracted enough to him, she will absolutely go over to his house for the first time of meeting them. I guarantee you right now, guys, I would put, you know, my sanity on the line here. I mean, that's not saying much considering I'm losing it watching these people. But I would bet that this woman has done this before. She has gone over to men's houses for the first time of meeting them, probably multiple times. And you know what? Now she's sick of it because she doesn't have a relationship yet. She doesn't have anyone who's taking her seriously, who's actually putting in effort. Hilarious.
Get to know you, catch the vibe. I don't want to just go over to somebody's house for the first time of meeting them. So I set up 8 different dates with guys, all of which I have been talking to throughout the week. Some of them are from online dating. One of them I met in person, and a couple from Instagram.
So what did she do? She is speaking to 8 different men at the same time. This is, guys, I mean, you can't make this crap up, okay? Why would a man want to date a woman, right? Get to know her, take her out to dinner, whatever the case may be, assess the vibes, as this woman would say. Why would a man want to put in any genuine effort with a woman who is seeing or talking to 8 different men simultaneously? These women wonder why men are only interested in bedroom fun. I mean, not only are the men just not looking for a relationship anyway, but oftentimes, even if they are, that you cannot, men have realized, okay, men are not stupid. Men know that trying to have anything serious or put in effort with women who are talking to 8 dudes at a time is simply not worth it. It's just absolutely not worth it. And notice, guys, I really want a lot of dudes, right? They think that, oh, you know, let's go out there and approach women. Approaching women is the way to do it, right? You got to go out there and learn game and talk to women. Guys, the women are meeting everybody online. Okay, that's where all of the dating is moved. They see attractive men on these dating applications. They see attractive men on Instagram, and that's where their attention is. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these women have already predetermined the dudes that they want to hook up with based on social media alone. To women, guys, Instagram effectively functions as a dating application, by the way. This is where all of these people are meeting each other these days.
All of which I have been talking to throughout the week. Some of them are from online dating. One of them I met in person, and a couple from Instagram. And out of those 8 guys who we've been chit-chatting all week about Thursday night and we're going to go on this day, guess how many of them actually messaged me today to confirm the date or anything to do with it? 0. And throughout the week...
So this woman, right, she's not shocked by this because she knows that men are not putting in effort, right? So these dudes, none of them, not one of them messaged her to confirm the day. You know why they didn't? Because these men have options and they don't care to put in effort with a woman who is talking to 8 different dudes at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, women will go out here. They will actively, I say this pretty much every video, okay? The women all do the same crap. They are all swiping and choosing the same group of men on dating applications, on Instagram, you know, wherever in the future this may be, that's where they'll be. They are selecting the men that all of the other women want, and then they complain when he puts in no effort, right? Even when, by the way, I guarantee you, these men are out of these women's leagues. They might think that they're better than these guys, that they deserve better, and so on. But to be honest, guys, the market actually determines this, right? And these guys, they don't want to commit. They have no interest in committing. And these women are shooting out of their league. That's absolutely what it is. Oh, but he's not out of my league. He doesn't even, you know, he doesn't even do insert beauty routine, right? He doesn't even take washing his hair seriously, okay? I notice that he doesn't put in the same degree of self-care that I do. Therefore, I'm on his level. It's like, no. All of the women want him, okay? And to be honest, guys, if you look at these men and you look at the women, you're like, yeah, of course he wouldn't commit to you. There's not a chance in hell. Use some common sense.
And throughout the week, we had all organised a place that we were going to go and meet, but none of them have messaged me today regarding that. And 3 of them, we were talking today. Don't think it's like my lack of effort or that they're not interested. I think they genuinely just want validation.
Here's the thing. They are not interested. They are absolutely not interested. And she's right, okay? Because the thing is, she's right in the sense that she puts in effort. I'm sure this woman puts in effort. All of these women put in effort for the men that they find attractive. This is why I find it so funny when dudes will come along and be like, you know, she's not replying to my text messages, but she seemed nice to me. I thought she was interested, blah, blah, blah. Women make it very damn easy for men that they find attractive. They put in the effort, they make things happen, they message the dudes on the day of the date, and so on. You know what I'm saying? So like women absolutely do put in effort with the men that they are genuinely interested in. Women will lie to dudes the whole time, guys. They will lead dudes on. They will be nice. They'll be cordial and things like this. But oftentimes the women are not interested. Okay, just because a woman is nice to you doesn't actually mean that she gives a damn, doesn't actually mean that she's interested. Women, you'll start, guys, women put in really high amounts of interest and effort into the men that they are actually attracted to. But guys, I think we might actually leave today's episode there. I don't want to listen to these women anymore. I've been cutting these videos short lately just because these women quite honestly give me a headache. And, you know, as a little bit of a jump scare, okay, this is the next woman that I was considering covering on today's episode. And you can already tell that, hey, maybe we'll save the headache for another day. Guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Subscribe if you are new here, guys, if you like suffering. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.